A shot of the Edmonton Mall from the outside. That's where the roller coaster was on the inside. And it's a big one. I'm not sure we can, well, I know we can't get it all in for you, but it runs from here to there. As you look along, you can see that's the Edmonton Hotel over there for staying right here if you want to. Really something. Well, we're back in the old shed now and spotted this rainbow out here. Well, maybe you like to get a look at it. We're inside, so we're going to have to keep from getting wet here if we can. Well, we had to give you another shot of the rainbow. It came on so bright. Isn't that beautiful, huh? Gee whiz. Really great. A complete rainbow. There's the pot of gold right there. Well, we wanted to take a picture of this so that you knew where we were at next. We're still in Edmonton, and we're going to go through this park, and then we're going to be leaving and head north again. And there's a picture of the entrance to the park. You hear the train bell in the background, I guess, if that's what it is. Well, would you believe that we're here on an old farm inside the park? Maybe you wouldn't believe it. I used to ride in a wagon like that right there. See if I can bring her in a little closer. Yep. A lot of kids here.
Yeah, why you don't step in any horse stuff?
There's an old separator in there. Old wagon. There's an old rig right there, an old tractor. Looks like a steam engine. And now there's something that a lot of you have never seen, I bet you. Here's a man shoeing a horse right here on the farm. We're going to see if we can get some pictures of him here. A little better in a minute. Getting his toenails trimmed. How long has it been since you've seen that done, huh?
Can you get in there and get a picture?
Are you taking the shoe off?
No, I'm finishing that.
Just trimming it up, huh?
See the other horses and the names of their saddles?
Now we'll take a picture of an old-time church here in the park. They're redoing all this stuff and making it look just like brand new. We'll swing around here and I hear a trolley car coming. And they're running them all through the park. Really an interesting place. Well, there's an old-time corner store with the railroad tracks running in front. Quite an interesting place. Well, we're inside the drugstore now, and there's a picture of the old drug dispensers right there. Looks like Mom's going shopping, maybe.
Cute posters.
Is it? picture of the old times cigar dispenser right there. Simon Cigars. Mother said she was going to buy me some of that. Wouldn't you know it? Got some pretty good signs in here, I'd say.
Boxes for the people's names.
There's some medicines, all here in the back room where they dispensed them. We were trying to figure out what was hanging on that spindle right there. I don't know if we ever did figure it out. We talked about bags or something, but not sure. Well, there's the old cash register. I don't know whether I'd want to work behind that thing all day long or not. Yeah. Hey, gals, there you can buy a pair of run-proof hose for 25 cents. Isn't that something? Is that price right there? Well, there's the fire department downtown. Let's see if we can bring in when it was built. 1893. Old cars. Setting out on the street. There's another one. What does that say? Something about the Fort Edmonton Park Maintenance, I think. Anybody looking for a job? There's your opportunity. Lumberjacks, farm laborers, and nannies right there. Oh, we're standing in front of a church on the main drag here. Let's see if we can swing around here and show it to you. Looks like Ma's going to go in there and see what it's all about. This is the old main street, just like it was. Railroad tracks, or streetcar tracks right down the middle. All the buildings, stores across. There's the Masonic Temple up above. Refreshment store down below. Well, we're inside the church now. And not too many pews. Not too large a congregation must be. There's the old stove that kept them warm. Yeah. Don't really know what kind of church. Not that that makes any difference nowadays. And we got the school right off to the side of the church. There's the school marm too right there, huh? Yeah. How many lickings you giving today? Well, we thought we'd better show you the picture of the farmer's market, one of the originals. And let's see, we'll swing around this way. Kind of in a horseshoe pattern here. Everything for sale. All the little booths all the way around. There's an old timer. A dump rake. Rode one of those lots of times.
Just move it if you're going to take a picture of it, could you? Going through the very thirsty, and we all have glasses of water, so we have.
How'd you like to slave over that, Mother?
No, I'm sure Mother wouldn't like to slave over that.
Yeah, we're in the kitchen, looking things over.
The thing is that mother, you have right above the stairs, you have what takes care of that stove, a live-in maid.
Oh,
Oh, we're no dummies. We had it all figured out. Okay.
Some of these things we're not sure what they are, but...
What's that? What are you not sure of?
Oh, that's a meat slicer, isn't it?
That's a meat slicer. The only thing you may not be sure of is this thing here, that's an ice box.
That is an ice box.
Mm-hmm.
Well.
So your ice would go in the top here.
Looks like a stove, doesn't it?
And it melts. You throw the water out, and then the Rutherfords would have probably had an ice cellar out in the backyard.
Sure.
And then that field, then they also had a wagon that would have come around. But it's really rather neat because this little door opens. It's like
Huh.
And then
Keep your milk.
and it has a key in it.
That's the ice box, huh? Isn't that something? Huh?
So one of the a pot skirt.
A what?
Pot cleaner.
Oh, scouring out the pots, huh?
Scouring out the pots, right?
Okay.
And the sugar, when it arrived in Edmonton, it would, it would be damp. It's not as though we actually have sugar that's made in Alberta now. But back in 1905, the sugar would have come from the country, Hawaii or southern United States. It would have been damp, and it sort of hardens. So
Yeah.
the sugar tongs that you'd use to crunch up
Huh.
sugar to make it. Just to turn that around.
Everybody knows what that is, huh?
We just stopped and bought one of these.
But did you? Oh, because yes, every traveler.
Well, they tell us this is the maid's bed. And this is the back room. There's how she got her heat, apparently, right up through the chimney.
Oh.
This is one of the bedrooms upstairs in a house that we're in here in the park. Very interesting. See if we can run it back here, Lo. Huh. Wonder how many people knows what that is. This is another bedroom. And some of their clothes laid out too. I'll be darned. Look at that. Oh, you're looking at a 4-horse hitch right there. There. Well, we're in a hardware store. This is something for you to see. Interesting to me, of course. Merchant on duty. That's the store we just came out of right there. Stoves and tinware. 1885 hardware. Inside of a harness shop right now. A lot of interesting stuff in here. Can't imagine. Little harnesses hanging up here for sale. There's how they kept the dust down right there, the old barrel for the water in the streets. Certainly an interesting park, back from the old days. There they are, going right by the hardware store. And there's an old covered wagon over across there too, with lots of kids. I was just telling Roseanne, that's a little different than our mobile home. There's an old-time site right outside of the fort. Apparently they used it as part of their pumping system or something. Interesting. We're just about to enter the Fort Edmonton.
Just so that you can start looking at other things. Okay, that's all. No, let's go.
Right outside the fort, we've got the Indians camped, huh? There's the back side of the fort. You see an old sod hut there. See the sod roof? in that building, and they're building a new fence. If you noticed all the pegs, how they're putting them through here. I'm not sure just exactly what this part of it is, but this is the inside of the fort now.
I think that's interesting how they made
Cart that we stumbled across here, and notice the pegs in the axle.
Oh, there's the, what you call it, the ship.
And there's an old boat, the original boat for out on the river. This fort is right on a river, and
That's the
they're
mast.
building the cart. Again, you're looking at the inside of the fort. Things that we're not sure what they are. Got some school kids in here on tour, so we're seeing a lot of those. It must be pretty interesting for them. All kinds of old buildings. There's somebody I know right there. We're looking inside the meat shop here. This is the meat house, and I'm sure it gets pretty dark in here, but there's the barrels of meat stored in the meat house. And of course, we've got the original guardhouse here, where they could sit up there and actually see up and down the river, as well as who was entering by the roadway. There it comes, we're taking it back. Rosanne pointed out this couple over here with 4 kids in a push cart. It's like an overgrown baby buggy with 4 kids. Well, we're just about to leave Alberta, and we're in the Cleeskin Hills, which, to my surprise, has a lot of farming going on down in the valley. They told us that if we look around and can pick up some yellow fields, that's the crop that they're harvesting, and it's called rape. They grow a lot of it up here, and it's in bloom right now, and we're going to swing around here and see. I don't know if we can pick up any of those fields or not. Well, there's the garbage pail. You can just see for miles and miles and miles up here. Kind of reminds you of Montana. So we've been traveling in wooded areas for a long time this morning, and now we burst out into this prairie. Well, we are at Dawson Creek, and we are about to head for Alaska officially. June 26, 1991, and who's that beautiful lady right there? Yeah, we're on our way. Yeah, okay, hon. Well, we are at the Fort Nelson RV Park. Always good to see Old Glory flying, I'll tell you. It's been a real nice day here at the park this evening, this past evening, I should say. We got these unusual trees with knobs on them, all up and down the park everywhere. They're just a growth on the tree trunks, and they've cut them out of the woods and brought them up here. And there's the Taylor outfit right there. I think we can see it anyway. Yeah, there it is. And people there just came in from Alaska. We talked to them last night. Had quite a time. There's another one of those tree stumps they've cut. Another one. We walked right down that path right down there and went down to a museum last night. Very, very interesting. Well, look who's coming there, huh? Laundry time, Mother?
Laundry day.
Yeah. Great. There's the date right there. Hey, would you believe that? 3 girls bicycling up Steamboat Mountain. Man, oh man, and is that on the Alaska Highway, and is that slow going? Well, how's that look for a river to fish, huh? I really kind of wanted to stop here and spend some time, but still a long ways up that Alaskan highway, so we figured we'd keep on going. But I just had to come out and take a picture. Man, does that look good. And you can stand right here and look up the hills. Way on up there. In fact, it's a long ways up them babies. Yes, sirree. Saw some moose footprints along the riverbank here. How they ever got through all these rocks, I don't know. I can't hardly walk in them. But it's quite a river. Quite a river. There's some nice places to fish in there too. This is the Tietze River, and they tell us that it's more of a runoff river, and it kind of gets pretty close to being dried up in the summer, so it is not the best as far as fishing is concerned. It sure looks good. That water just clear enough to drink. Well, we're at the highest point there is on the Alaskan Highway, and we're looking at Stone Mountain. We're supposed to be running into some stone sheep here along the road somewhere, they tell me. As you can see, it says 429 on the screen, but in actuality here it's 1:30. So we're having a little bit of a problem here getting used to the twilight zone. There's a Rocky Mountain something or other. We're not sure what. So I'm alongside the road anyway, so we stopped, took a picture. Well, here we are at Muncho Lake, and we have been here all night, about ready to go. There's a tour that we wanted to take, but it's rained ever since we've been here. We're about ready to head out again. What I wish I could really show you is the clearness of that water. Gee whiz, it's clear. There it is, June 29th. I was trying to get that on there. Swing around, there's where they load or put the boats in and out of the water. Quite a little settlement here. It's all run by diesel engine. No electricity in here. And there's a couple airplanes that they use, and they fly you out to lakes that are in the Canadian Rockies, of course, that are inaccessible to anything else, and that would be interesting. Well, we're up on the side of a mountain on the Alaska Highway, or a hill, I guess you call it, looking down on this river. My mouth watering, wishing I could be down there. Mercy, that looks like a nice river to fish. but also looks mighty long ways down there. You can actually hear the water rushing down there. Quite a view, quite a view. Looking off through the mountains. Well, we're on top of another hill, and that river grew a little bit. That's a good-sized river down there. That's a layered river. You can see we had quite a burn-off. Boy, oh boy, it's... I forget now what it said. Something like 3 million acres or something is burned up here. But quite a sight. Rosanne said it looked like some Indian was here and left part of his teepee, but really, no, they're doing some surveying and building a new road, by golly, up through this hill. Everybody drives with their lights on. Well, they should up here too. I think you can see down there some guys surveying way off down in there too somewhere. Swallows flying through. Well, we've had about 15 miles of this kind of construction and road all the way. For the last bunch of miles, trucks on the road, and really rough going. We'll get over here pretty soon. Hey, you want to go to McDonald's? There's McWonks. That's something different, huh? Well, we're at the signposts in Watson, and we've looked for several different ones. Haven't found them yet, but we're still looking. Thought we might show you a few of the odd ones. There's a tennis shoe right there in that bag, and I think we can go on down here and see some pie tins. And there's a frying pan. All kinds of unusual markers here. We kind of run into a Muskegon right here. We did notice some other ones here. Let me see. There's Angler Archer. Thought we saw another one here somewhere from, I think there's one right there from Muskegon, Michigan. And boy, what a place. Wow. Just miles and miles and miles and miles of them. There's somebody we know taking a picture. As you can see, just almost as far as you can see, they got those things. There's kind of an unusual sign right there. Quite a few kilometers away. Boy, those guys are either hard up now or they were hard up, one or the other. There's something to put their name on. Look at there, they even got one from Olathe, Kansas. Well, there's another one that caught my eye. I don't know whether he's a lot of spare or what. There sure is a bunch of them. Look at them over in the back there. Looks like that guy lost his fan blade and still at home all right. There's a couple we met on the way up just a few days ago from Montague, Michigan. We met them in Edmonton. And there's another couple from Montague that came over and showed us their pictures and stuff before we left. I thought it was interesting. We found their... get up there and point right to our sign, huh? There it is. Yeah.
We're in the sign forest now.
Yeah. You got it on?
Yeah.
Okay. There it is, 1991. Yes, sirree. With all the rest of them. Okay. Well, there we are on the way into the Yukon Territory.
A little backwards, dear.
And there's the signpost for us where we stopped to put our sign up. Well, this is Sunday morning, and we're just outside of Watson Lake. I would say maybe halfway to Alaska, or about. And we are going to go to church right here in this little church. Not even sure what kind of church it is, but I think it's a Episcopal church. We're parked right across the Alaskan highway from it, and they tell us it's all right to park here. So we're going to sit here for another few minutes, and then it's time to go to church. And they got a bell. I'm sure we're going to hear a bell ringing and that sort of thing. Well, we're on the Alaskan highway, and Sunday afternoon on our way to Whitehorse. Let me see, there comes a just motorhome after motorhome on the road all the way. He's going down out of sight, maybe there. There he comes. Yeah, this is what we're looking at as we go along. Beautiful scenery. Excellent rivers that I haven't fished yet, but I'm gonna. Aren't those beautiful, huh? Clouds hanging over. You hear the birds singing out there. See the swampland down below. Right time of day, we'd see moose all out in there probably. Beautiful green meadow down there, kind of like a swampland. They tell us that about 4 foot down, it's all frozen in here. That land out there is all frozen for another 100 feet down, and it's been that way for hundreds of years. We'll swing around now and look right across the other side of the road and show you what you can see. How our road's been cut right out of the side of the hill. There's some mountainous rock that we're driving by. Just beautiful scenery along. Nice warm day. Few mosquitoes, but then. Well, we stopped alongside the road, and I think this is Ranchero River or something like that. Ranchero Creek. Beautiful falls. Nice little spot to come and look. The water really pouring down. This is one side of the island. Now we're going to go over and take a look at the other side. And there's the other falls. Really looks pretty nice. There's another shot of the falls. We're standing out on some rocks now. Kind of where we hadn't ought to be, I suppose, but wanted to get a good shot of them. A lot of water coming over there. Well, here it is. We're taking some pictures from our stop here in Whitehorse. We're about 700 miles from our goal. We got a lot of ways to go. And you might be interested in the knowing that, see that sun up there? Well, let me hit the time here. Look at that, would you, huh? And we got a long ways to go. Actually, it's about 10 o'clock here. But we wanted to show you that the sun's still shining at 10 o'clock. Well, we wanted to show you some pretty flowers along the road, too. Just all over the place up here. These pretty blue or purple flowers. They are really pretty. All over the place. Well, there's our first sight of the Yukon River. Doesn't look very big right from here, but we understand that it's probably almost 2,000 miles to the ocean. So we're right at the headwaters of the Yukon River as we go into Whitehorse. That's the Whitehorse, Yukon Territory. Well, we're up on a cliff. Call it Miles Canyon, overlooking the Yukon River as it flows north to the Baltic Sea. I think there's something across the river down there. We better bring her in and see what that is. Oh, yeah. First we get a look at that crossing, and then we swing right on up. We can see the mountains right near Marsh Lake, where the Yukon gets part of its start. Did they? Well, there's a picture of the old Montague house. We were inside of it. Stick your head out the window there, hon.
I am.
Where? Oh, you're down there. Okay, hang on, we'll come down and get you. There's the Montague housekeeper right there. Uh-huh. There's another little shed they had here at the Montague house. Is there? There's some of the hills, and behind the house here, said they had some 20 of them between Whitehorse and Dawson. That's when they had the old stage line run through here after the gold rush. Up here beside the Montague roadhouse, there is the Forever Little Creek. Everywhere in the Yukon and up through here, why, we find the little creeks just fresh, just as nice and clean and clear to drink out of as you could ask for. Well, we just came through Pelly's Crossing, where the Pelly River runs on down another 50 miles or so and dumps into the Yukon, and we noticed these telephone wires and the telephone poles look like they just about gave out, huh? So we thought we'd take a picture. Well, we stopped here at Stewart's Crossings and just kind of taking some pictures of the patchwork up on the side of the mountains up there. We thought it was kind of interesting. This is Stewart's Crossing in the Yukon.
Not much of a town.
And as Rosanne says, not much of a town. Get the camera going quick enough. That's quite a phone booth. We're coming into Dawson Creek, Dawson City, I'm sorry. And if you can look out there, you can see the smoke coming. We're driving right through a forest fire, or that has just been on fire. And as we look down the road ahead of us, it's very smoky, and you can't see very good. So we just want to take a little picture here. That forest is all burnt through there. There's some green along the edge, very edge here, but it's really cleaned right out. Just gone through. Still smoking out there. Still see smoke out there. You can see over on this side of the road, we got all green. And you swing right over here, and boy, she is burnt. I'm a little bit nervous about what's going on up ahead here, so we're going to shut. This is a picture of the Tatina Valley. It runs almost all the way across the Yukon and into Alaska. Way over there, we wanted to show you a forest fire burning. See if we can bring it in here. See that? I showed you just a few minutes ago one burning right alongside the road. Well, there's one way across the valley burning over on the side hill. I don't know how many miles that is, but it's a long ways over there. We're coming into Dawson City now, sitting in the car or in a motorhome here. We're looking at all these, what they call tailings. Just mile after mile after mile of these tailings that where the dredges have dug up all the creek bottoms, both sides of the road here. And these huge dredges have dug this up, all the creek bottoms, and run them through the sluice boxes to get the gold, averaging about 800 ounces of gold a day. That's a lot of that stuff, you know. Well, we're starting to take some pictures in downtown Dawson, so the first thing we'll do is take a picture of the post office. Everything's different. We'll be putting a lot of different buildings on the movie. I'm not sure just what direction we're looking here, but it's a big hill. We're sitting down in the valley, and we'll swing around to where Kate's place, Klondike Kate's. That's where we ate our breakfast this morning. And then we, last night, went to the Gaslight Follies in that building right there. I'm telling you, it was just absolutely hilarious. I've laughed, never laughed that hard in a long. Across the street, we find Miss, I guess it is, Trembley's store. The whole town is made up of old-time buildings, and really, I thought it might be proper just to show you some back alley stuff here too. It's not all neat and clean and brand new. And of course, we'll bring in on the modern stuff. There's a little lot in town too, hidden behind where nobody sees it. This is another picture of a back street. I think it's 4th Street or something like that. Shows buildings. Let me see what the name of this one is. This is Floridora. Housewares, souvenirs, and fishing.
Alrighty.
We're selling gold pans now. Come on into my store.
Okay, Dawson Hardware. I think I know where there's another hardware.
Can you read that? $8.95 for a gold pan, panning gold. Okay, this is the bank where we cash some traveler's checks. Notice the gold chickenware fence. Pretty nice. some more buildings. Dawson Center. There's another bank across the street. There's the downtown hotel. This is a busy place in the summertime. Quite a hotel, too. There's one of the old stern wheelers that went up and down the Yukon River. We'll walk across the street and show you a new one that's still going up and down there. Looks like the captain coming up here right now. But there's the...
Look at the building where you buy tickets. Keep going to your right.
Okay.
Hot flowers on the roof.
There's where we buy our tickets. Flowers right on the roof. The old side roof looks like from here. Very neat. And we look across the street, and there's Old Glory. Look at that. Ain't that great, huh? Right up here in the Yukon Territory. That's Monte Carlo. Now taking a picture. Arctic Drug. Orpheum. This is all on Front Street, downtown Dawson. I don't know what that is down there. Let's see if we can bring her in here a little bit. Oh, that's the information center. There's another stern wheeler sitting right in the Yukon River right now. Let's see, what is that? That's the Yukon Loo. Still plying their trade in the Yukon River. See if we can back it off here and show you the immensity of this river. And there's, we understand there's a boat coming in here somewhere from up or down river, not sure which. Oh yeah. There's the banks of the Yukon River. See if we can bring that one in.
Look at that white
That's
one.
the... Yeah, there she comes. It's a big river, I'll tell you. This is the back side of where you buy your tour tickets. And I thought it was interesting to note these saws that they've got across the back side of that window to keep people out, I guess. It would be valuable as an antique down where we come from. Well, we wanted to show you that all of Dawson was not up to date and up to snuff. See the old bar sitting in there inside that old building? They're old tin roof, tin sided. Been here for lots of years.
It has several of the original logs. This was found in 1968 by Dick North. He's the reader here. He does readings at 10 and at 1. Now they dismantled the cabin out in Henderson Corner, and then they brought half the cabin here, and they put half the cabin and made a cabin out of it, and then half the cabin out in Oakland, California. The birth scratched in one of the logs. This represents that log. You might notice there's a little ladder on the top of it. Now in 1902 another law was passed. You had to have metal shingling on the top, or metal sheet. Now his father purchased that for $500. And a few years ago, Burton came back to town doing a TV show. Location readings here at 10 o'clock and at 3 o'clock. It's a very excellent reading and is also free of charge. In 1902, this housed the first dentist of Dawson City, Dr. Gillett, and in 1932 housed the last gold commissioner. It presently houses my boss, Buffalo Dave Taylor. You might have seen him around town. You're right. Now what he does is he takes a few more sections of track right out to the road here, and he gets his water for sluicing out of that fire hydrant. He is the assistant fire chief. I don't think I mentioned that. He has a lot of privileges.
Yeah.
To your left, you notice the effects of what we call kitty wampus. Now, every year in the spring, so when the thaw happens and the permafrost starts to shift your home, you want to crawl under there and jack up the parts that have sunk. You don't want to shave your door here in Dawson or in the winter. He's a resident and local architect here in Dawson City. He helps to restore and refurbish all the old homes.
Look at this, is a beauty. And who resides here?
I'm not sure who resides here.
The local millionaire.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Actually, you might notice that the logs here are very large. The growing season here, one directly up the hill behind us. Now, the Yukon Order, located right across the street from our local school, is the gambling hall. Very Diamond Tooth Gertie's gambling hall. As I said here, that's one of them. There's also the volcanoes, yeah, the volcanics theory.
But is there anything that was caught?
Now, all the water you see coming out of the sluice box there, that's all very with a water monitor.
Thawing out the permafrost, you said?
Yeah.
Aren't they also washing it down? Or?
Yeah, they're stripping away the overburden.
This is one of the gold mine dredges that in fact, it's the largest in the world that we're looking at right now. We're up in the Gold Creek, and this one's called Bonanza Creek.
Great. Thank you.
There's our guide.
Tank. It stayed there for around 3 years until 1927, when the YGC, the Yukon Gold Company, purchased it and then refloated it. And it worked the Hunker Creek area once again until water came here, picked up the dredge, turned it around a couple of times, put a hole in it, and it sunk to the bottom of its pond. And now it's been sitting there for 31 years. Now over time, the pond that it was sitting in has silted over. Now these buckets on this particular dredge are 16 cubic feet deep. And all these dredge buckets, 75 on this dredge total, would scoop up the gold-bearing gravel. They would scoop it up and then place it through the rotating screen, a revolving screen. Now this was punctured, perforated, and all the heavy gold, 19 times heavier than the gravel it was mixed with, would fall through the hole into the sluice boxes. Now the mining operations we've seen today is approximately 2 sluice boxes per operation. Now this dredge had 36 sluice boxes, 18 on either side. Now on the bottom of the sluice boxes were the cocoa matting, riffle iron, and this would act as the punch plate. Now once all the gravel passed through here, it would go out the tail stacker. Now there was a little gold catching device, gold nugget catching device at the bottom here, in case any of the gold was too big for those holes. And it would catch it right here. Sometimes the gold nuggets would float right off the tail stacker. So some guys would jump off after the gold nuggets, but because the ponds were so silty, it would make them sink right to the bottom. There's probably a few men underneath those tailing piles there with the nugget in their hand trying to yell bonanza. I think they just found 2 underneath where they're digging. So there's, right here there's 72. They found 2 more. There's 1 missing.
A closer look at the digging where it actually digs the gravel out and runs it through. I think we can back her out here. Runs it through that rig and then out the back. And they're raising this. This has been down in the permafrost and it's been frozen in there. Now they're raising it up.
30 years.
It's been down there 30 years, and these men are working, and they're in the process. They've received a grant of some $1 million or more to raise that dredge so that it can become a working unit again. That's a huge machine. That's all I can say. My. It moves a lot of dirt or a lot of grass.
You were worried about breaking my back, weren't you? I won't lift you anymore. I'll take care of myself.
That's the actual location where the first discovery was made of gold in this region. I do.
Okay, well, I'm a Chichaco. We're all Chichacos here.
Newcomer. River, straight up there, the Bonanza Creek. Now back in 1898, when Dawson was 35,000 people. Largest city north of San Francisco, west of Winnipeg. Dawson then stretched out towards Googieville. Now there's Googieville down below here where we see that caravan camp just ahead of the Bonanza Valley. So the Guggenheims had their dredge camp, the Yukon Gold Company. So also Googieville efficient by 1905. Dawson also stretched across to Downtown or Klondike City, and that's the flat piece that comes to a point on the other side of the Klondike River. You can see there where the Klondike joins the Yukon River, difference in the color of the waters. The Yukon is silty. That silt is coming down from the White River, a glacier-fed river 65 miles up. It brings down its volcanic ash and silt rates to the tune of 7 degrees. Now it also went across the Yukon River, upriver to Sunnydale Farms. You can see the new Sunnydale Farms from the distance. The old farms are right next to the river, tucked into the bog. Then it also went across to West Dawson. We go across down here on the ferry, on there in town. The big island off the left of that is Sisters Island, which the Catholic sisters had their vegetable farms. And if we come up to this end of Dog Island and over the shore on this side, just down through the trees there, you can see the Moose Heights Indian Village. You just see the roof of the church and the old school down there. The valley running up behind there is the Moose Hide Valley. Two ways of going down to Moose Hide. One is by boat, the Yukon logo on the Pleasure Island barbecue. Or you can get down through these trees here. There's a trail. Takes you down to this bluff below. There you hang a right. You don't want to hang a left. You back only one step, off the Moose Hide slide. Hang a right, takes you down to the Moose Hide. Now these hills over here, the Klondike Hills. Over here, the Dawson Range. These mountains back here, the Old Mountain. Now the Dempster Highway turns off 25 miles back down. The Klondike Highway goes north, across lanes, we then cross through the Richardson Mountains and into the Northwest Territories and on to Newton. In the wintertime, if you so wish to drive that highway,
Zoom in on him.
Yeah.
and we know he's up there watching. He's about the time, single line, that's the kind of stuff I do. And we also know he's up there by looking at the flies.
Oh, yeah.
Flies up.
Good friend of yours.
Also, he's quite friendly out there. You go out there and he's more than half in the morning. Right now, it's probably set about 25 after 12. And we'll come up to the point over here on that particular evening around about 3 in the morning. So we'll lose the sun there for about 2 hours, giving us our 24 hours a day. Sunset, he slides at a nice gradual line. We'll behind him, we'll go, he skips along behind, slides out over here, does a big circle, turns around, comes back.
Did you notice those snow-capped mountains?
Yeah.
Did you see the whole thing all around?
Yeah.
There must be a third one. I haven't heard that one yet. I've been at the first two.
That sun's still up there at 11 o'clock, huh?
It's 2 o'clock back home.
Okay. it is now 10 minutes after 1 in the morning, and we're taking pictures. You believe that? Shows 4 o'clock, of course, on our screen, but that's dated Michigan time. And we can take some shots of downtown. And there's Rosanne. We just come back from a pizza. And we're about to go to bed now. Don't know what to think here. It's all daylight. If it wasn't cloudy, it would even be lighter. See that? Even the street lights aren't on. You might also notice that we got a full campground here. We're right downtown Dawson City, and boy is it full. We're about 2 feet apart from one another. So we'll say good night tonight. Well, we're just about to leave Dawson City, and we thought we'd show you some of the old parts of Dawson City. Some of the results of the permafrost, the building sag. Well, maybe you might like to see what happens to old hardware stores, huh? Yeah. Take a look at that one. Yes, sirree. About 1898, that was going. Well, we're on the ferry, heading across the Yukon River. How many's on here, hon? How many vehicles? 6 of us on here, including this big rig. She's sagging a little on one end, but we're going to make her. There we are, looking down the Yukon River at the city of Dawson as we cross over to Louse Town and then heading for Alaska. Well, we're across the river, across the Yukon, up on a mountain, looking down on Dawson City, Yukon Territory. There's where the city was. There's where, I forget the name of the river that joins the Yukon right there. And it's pretty hard to follow up and see all that's going on up in there, but up in there is where the mining all took place, and there's just miles and miles of mining up in there. And last night, we took some pictures off of the Dome Mountain. Let's see if we can get this to settle back in here. Where are we? There's the road going up Dome Mountain. And we were up on top of that spot right there, taking pictures last night at 12:30. And let's see if we can swing over here. Let me see, can they see it? We look real close, right in the center of the picture. There's a fire tower over there. A fellow was telling us last night if you looked up there and their flag was flying, the man was in the tower. I don't know what that meant, but anyway, that's the way it is. Aren't you cold?
Yeah, but you just got to keep turning, hon, so you can capture it.
Well, I know.
Beauty.
It is chilly up here. We're way up high on a gravel road. Don't know where we're at for sure, but it says the top of the world, and it sure looks like it. I wish we could do justice with all them mountain peaks. It's all the way around us like that. Here's a picture of the flowers that we're seeing up here, up on the top. We just had to stop and show you. We're going to swing up now and look across and hope that we can pick up the color if this thing ever gets there. We can't tell, of course, for this thing whether we're getting the color or not, but it is just absolutely gorgeous. That whole side hill is purple with those flowers. And then, of course, all you got to do is look up in the air and see those.
Wow.
Yeah, Rosanne says, wow, the mountains over there. Absolutely breathtaking. And we're on the top of the mountain, the top of the world highway. Some more of those flowers. Mother's going to have me stopping here all day long looking at these beautiful flowers. But gosh, those valleys are just as pretty. I hope we're able to capture them on these films. It's breathtaking. Ma says she's going home. Phooey on it.
I've had enough.
Had enough of this mountain travel, so she's going into this old trapper's cabin and.
See me again.
Okay. There's our road right over there. You see that Greyhound going down there? Another car coming up. I don't know how far it is across there. I suppose maybe 2 or 3 miles through the snow, on up around. There's another one crawling up. We'll be heading that way shortly. Aren't those pretty? Some more flowers way up here above the tree line in the mountains. Well, there's the border. We're about to enter into Alaska, back into the USA. It looks like a whole lot of nothing all the way around. Well, that's a good sight right there. We welcome that. Oh, there's Boundary, Alaska. We're just crossed over into Alaska. Let me see if we can bring in there's the gas pumps there with the tanks above ground. No chance of putting them in this ground. All frozen. There we are. Souvenirs. This guy's getting some gas right now, and believe it or not, he just pumped that full with a hand pump and drained her in. That's different. There's the bar here in Boundary, Alaska. There's the lodge, open as you can see. That's something else up here, I'll tell you. Just talked to a man from Jackson, Michigan. He's been mining up here for 14 years. He's about to leave, and he has made it. Done all right. Young fella. Well, we're up in the mountains, and we're run across the mine, and they're working it up here on the Lost Chicken Creek. And we'll take a picture of it here. What they're doing is they're washing all the mud out and getting down to bedrock so that they can get into the mine, into the soil that's got the gold in it.
Got closer.
Washing right off the side of the hill, hoping they'll get some gold coming out of there. All that dirt and stuff goes down through a sluice and the gold settles out of it. Well, we're in the big city of Chicken, Alaska. Quite a place, quite a place. We asked for a bathroom and they said they had an outhouse. These are some huskies that are for sale. We stopped along the road just to take a look at them. Well, we're here in Tok, Alaska, and we'll staying into the interior. There's some grass on the roof. We saw pictures of them mowing it. And he said this is at Tok, Alaska, and they have fire engines up here too. Now we're at a state park, Alaska State Park along the Alaska Highway. We'll just kind of show you a few of the things that we looked at along the way, I guess. Here's a sod roof right there. Not Rosanne's head, but that grass right up there. And we'll swing on around and get the house, quite a roadhouse they called it. And it's on, I believe, the Tana River. So a garden they got growing right here. Looks like lettuce there. Looks like some carrots there. Look at them plants grow, would you? You noticed how they're hilled up? You notice how they're... Can you see how the corn, for instance, is growing on a hill, really? Looks like skunk cabbage there, but I'm sure it's not. There's a few rows of beets right there. Look at that, huh? Some cabbage coming. This is what, the 6th of July. Now I want you to look right down. Let me see here. Bring her right in. Can you see them strawberries right smack dab in the middle there? Those are strawberry plants here in Alaska. This is a photograph of an old stern wheeler operated on the river that we're near right now. That's what's left of it, huh? How about it? Anybody remember Lucky Strike cigarettes being canned like that? That's something, huh? How about it? How'd you like to sit in that chair, huh? Well, that's the first picture of the Alaska pipeline that we've seen. So we're just going to take a picture of it here. It goes across the river up there. Swing back a minute. See those cables that hold it up? That's where it goes across the Tana River. And then we'll swing around here kind of into the sun, but maybe it'll be all right, and we'll show you where it goes into the ground. Well, we're in North Pole, Alaska. And we're kind of driving around here, and there's a sign that says Santa's Suds for a laundry. Well, look at there, all you young'uns. Yes, sir. We're at the North Pole. Right there, says so. Way up here. Not cold, though. Just right today. There's Grandma growing in. We couldn't pass this up. See there? Santa Land, North Pole, Alaska. Grandma's going in and see what he's doing. Merry Christmas to all. Everybody's visiting Santa today. There, all you kids. How'd you like that, huh? Everything you could ask for.
He's got a silver one.
See if we can see who she's writing to, huh? All the glitter you could ask for. There's one, only $595 for that one. We're at a campground here in Fairbanks, and there is a German bus You notice all the portholes on the side? That's where they sleep. And on the other side is an expando so that they can eat when it's raining, that sort of thing. Really something. We're in the campground still in Fairbanks. And we'll show you a garden here that they're raising. Of course, it's daylight most of the time, so everything grows. Of course, there's the proverbial mosquito up here. We haven't really seen an awful lot of mosquitoes ourselves, but we're ready for them in case. This is a sign put up by the owner of the garden, huh? We got a bang out of this sign here, too. She's got this sort of thing hanging all over the place, and it's really cute. And thank goodness we've only lost one flat tire, or one tire so far.
So he's going to run down the road.
There goes our moose. Looks like a young bull.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
They look like a horse.
Run alongside the road.
Don't they, though?
He'll probably run into the road and come across this way. They're pretty quick, though.
Yeah, he's trotting right along, ain't he? Huh?
He doesn't know where to go, poor critter.
Oh, you can go in the woods. Well, we're at the famous Alaskan pipeline. And looking it all over, one of the very few places that you can get up to it. And you notice the fins on top of some of these pipes. Those are to pick up heat somehow in the wintertime and conduct it down into the base, something along those lines anyway. But quite a pipeline. This is about 800 miles long, and we're at the 450-mile point right now. As you can see, there's a lot of people here, all looking at the pipeline. Quite a see, quite a deal. Well, we're at a gold mine again, and we're looking at, let's see, what is it here, old number 8 or something. And a little different in that it's got the buckets on it where it goes around and scoops the earth up and hauls it into the separator. These are some of the bones and things, mammoth tusks that they have dug up while they were mining for gold. Different bone particles. Quite an assortment. These are some pictures of some muskox that we're looking at off in the distance. Pretty hard to bring them in this close, but we were hoping they'd be up a little closer here so we'd get a good look at them. This is the Fairbanks University. We're in the museum here and looking at some mammoth tusk and skull that was found here in Alaska. And that's something huge. Well, we're looking at Mr. Brown Bear. Boy, is he a monster. That's the trumpeter swan. Emperor goose. What a display they've got in here. Really? Piece of stone found in the Green Mountains. Green Monster Mountain, they call it. Interesting. This is a bison that was found whole, just like that, in the permafrost. They call it Blue Babe, but it's an old bison that they found located just like that with claw marks on it and everything. I'll try to get a picture of an old Freightliner. The dog sled right there. That's a big one. Mostly for looks to me like you'd want to know where you're sitting down in that chair. Mercy. There's old Mr. Moose himself. I don't know if we'll see one quite like. And there's Mr. Polar Bear. Well, there's the usual Alaskan totem pole, huh? right on the Fairbanks College. Some guy really had the carve on that baby. You see the height of that one. Well, we're in Alaska land. There's a trading post. All kinds of things to buy. Well, we're in the Fairbanks Airport, and we're about to board that airplane right there. And we're heading for Point Barrow, Alaska, which is the farthest point north you can go on the American continent, North American continent. And we'll be on the Arctic Ocean. Well, we're still here at the airport. Our plane was canceled, kind of engine problems of some kind. So we're going to take a 5:20 flight up there and up to Barrow, Point Barrow, I guess it is. Then we're going to go around over to Prudhoe Bay, and then we're coming back home. We'll look at the oil fields. And just wanted to show you here at the Fairbanks Airport that you can plug your car in when you park here for being gone 2-3 days. And let me see, right there's the post for every parking spot that you can plug in and keep your car warm while you're gone for a day or two. We understand it's 33 degrees up at Point Barrow, so we're prepared to look. It's interesting to note that in the center of the airfield here at Fairbanks, we got a pond or a landing strip for planes with floats on. And of course the planes are all parked along the side of it. Real interesting. I guess it's because there's so many planes up here with floats on, of course. Okay, we're in Barrow right now, Point Barrow, far north as you can go. And we're going to watch some Eskimos do their thing here.
One, two, three, go. One, two, three, go. One more. One, two, three, go.
Yeah, just have some cultural demonstrations. In front here we have the drummers, the Eskimo drummers. The Eskimo drum is different from the drums of the Western culture, as if from the bottom of the drum produces sound. Now the edge of the drum, the rim, is made from driftwood cut into a strip, then boiled so it's softened, and then shaped into a circle. The covering of the drum is either the skin of the young caribou, or the stomach of the walrus, or the liver of the whale. And weighing down the drum, it's covering the drum, during the entire show, keep it from dry or cracked. Go ahead and the dancers introduce themselves to you guys. Ariel. I'm going to turn the narration of the show over to Jane Brower.
Good evening. This is a Baroness Dance Club, and they're going to show you how they clean their works. The first dance we used to do is a welcome dance done by our young people. Welcome dance. Thank you, girls. And now for those oldest girls, the first song will be a caribou dance. Come on, girl. And she's going to do it from the floor. After you put it on the floor, you pick them up and start to go up and down only. Come on, yo, girl.